The recent declaration by a prominent northern leader completely rejecting any attempt to divide Nigeria has sent a very strong message across the country, arriving at the exact same moment our brave military forces achieved a major victory by capturing 3 highly sought-after insurgents in Adamawa State. This massive development is currently shaping the political and security discussions in the nation today because it shows a clear picture of leaders pushing for national unity while the armed forces actively secure the land. When we look closely at what the northern leader said, the core message is that Nigeria's strength lies in staying together as one united nation, despite the numerous challenges we face daily. For years, there have been different voices from various regions suggesting that the country should break apart due to economic struggles, political differences, and security issues. However, this influential leader stood firm, explaining that dividing the nation would only create more problems for everyone rather than solving the ones we already have. The leader reminded citizens that the North, South, East, and West are deeply connected through trade, culture, and a shared history that cannot easily be torn apart. Imagine a giant puzzle. If you take away even one piece, the whole picture is ruined. That is exactly how this leader described Nigeria, emphasizing that the focus should be on fixing the puzzle, improving governance, and supporting the military, rather than destroying the entire board. This powerful statement on unity perfectly sets the stage for the incredible news coming out of the northeastern part of the country, specifically in Adamawa State, where the military has just recorded a massive success. Just as the call for a united Nigeria was making waves, troops of the Nigerian military conducting strict clearance operations in Adamawa captured 3 dangerous armed individuals who have been causing unrest in the region. The military has been conducting joint ground and air operations, targeting strategic locations where these armed groups usually hide. Places like the Timbuktu Triangle and areas bordering the deep forest have seen intense military action recently. The goal is not just to capture the bad actors, but to completely destroy their camps, rescue innocent people they have taken away, and make the land safe for the original owners to return. In fact, alongside capturing these 3 men in Adamawa, the military has successfully rescued dozens of innocent people and even helped hundreds of Nigerian refugees return home safely from neighboring countries like Cameroon. Imagine being forced to leave your home, your farm, and your community for years because of fear, and finally getting the chance to go back because the military has secured your town. That is the reality for many people in the Northeast right now. The government and the military are working hand in hand to ensure that stabilization efforts are successful. They know that capturing insurgents is very important, but making sure that normal life can continue is the ultimate goal. Farmers need to go back to their farms because the North produces a huge amount of food that feeds the entire country. If the North is not secure, food prices go up everywhere from Lagos to Port Harcourt. This brings us right back to what the Northern leader was talking about regarding unity. When the people and the military work together, there is absolutely no place for the bad elements to hide. They cannot hide in the towns because the people will report them, and they cannot hide in the bushes because the military air force is constantly monitoring from the sky. The recent operations in 2026 have also seen the military destroying major supply routes used by these groups. By capturing people who supply them with food, fuel, and information, the military is slowly starving the armed groups, making them weak and forcing them to surrender. Thousands of them have already given up their weapons and surrendered to the authorities because they know they can no longer win. The capture of these 3 individuals in Adamawa is a warning to the others who are still hiding. The message is clear. The military is coming and there is no escape. The government has also promised to improve the living conditions of the people in these affected areas, building new schools, hospitals, and roads to replace the ones that were destroyed. This is a very important step because when people have good jobs, education, and access to basic needs, it becomes very difficult for anyone to convince them to join armed groups. Education and development are the greatest weapons against unrest. As we look at the beautiful and strong nation of Nigeria, it is very clear that we have a lot of potential. We have the people, the resources, and the spirit to overcome any problem. The statement by the Northern leader is a timely reminder that we must not let temporary difficulties blind us to the great future we can build together. We must reject any message of division and instead focus on building a country where peace and justice rule. The success of the military in Adamawa is a perfect example of what we can achieve when we are determined and united. The soldiers who captured those men came from all different parts of Nigeria. They were not just northern soldiers, but Nigerians working together to protect a part of their country. That is the true spirit of Nigeria. We are a people who never give up, no matter how hard the situation looks. Please make sure you drop a comment down below and let me know your thoughts on this situation. Do you agree with the northern leader that dividing the country is a bad idea? And how do you feel about the recent successes of our military in Adamawa State? I really want to read your opinions and get a conversation going in the comment section. It is also important to note that the international community is watching the progress Nigeria is making in 2026. The continuous military success against insurgents in the northeast shows that the country is capable of solving its own internal problems. The safe return of refugees from Cameroon back to Nigerian soil is a big proof that peace is returning. The border areas that used to be too dangerous to pass through are gradually opening up for trade and movement again. This will boost the local economy in Adamawa and surrounding states, bringing money back into the pockets of everyday people. The markets are starting to fill up again, and children are walking to school without the constant fear of being taken away. We must celebrate these small victories because they add up to create the lasting peace we all desire. The journey is still long, and there is still a lot of work to be done to ensure that every single corner of the country is completely safe, but we are definitely moving in the right direction. The leaders must continue to preach unity, the military must continue their excellent work, and the citizens must continue to support the efforts by providing information and promoting peace in their own small communities. When we all play our parts, Nigeria will rise above all these challenges and become the truly great nation it was always meant to be. Let us also look at how this security situation directly affects the youth of the country. The young people are the heartbeat of Nigeria, and they need a safe environment to grow, learn, and create businesses. When areas like Adamawa face unrest, it is the young people who suffer the most because schools are closed and jobs are lost. The capture of these three major insurgents means that the youth in Adamawa can slowly start to dream again. The ongoing operations in 2026 are not just about shooting and capturing, they are about securing the future. The military leaders have repeatedly stated that they are using a community-first approach as well, which means they are talking to community leaders, providing medical care to villagers, and helping to fix broken water supplies. This shows a very caring side of the military, proving that they are not just fighters, but also builders. They are building trust, building hope, and building a secure environment for everyone. The locals in Adamawa have praised these efforts, noting that the soldiers have become like brothers and sisters to them. This strong bond between the civilian population and the military is exactly what the bad actors fear the most, because a united people can never be defeated. As we move forward into the rest of the year, we can only hope that these positive reports keep coming in. The message of unity from the northern leader should be echoed by leaders from the east, west, and south. We need a chorus of voices singing the same song of unity, peace, and progress. When all our leaders speak with one voice and our military fights with one purpose, the citizens will naturally follow suit. We will begin to see each other not as people from different tribes or regions, but as fellow Nigerians on the exact same journey towards greatness. So, let us continue to pray for the safety of our troops on the front lines, let us support our local communities, and let us always remember that our strength is in our unity.